Well, welcome to the 700 Club. A father of 11 was reunited with his family after the IDF rescued him from Hamas tunnel. Israeli leaders say they will not rest until the remaining hostages are brought home.
Meanwhile, Israel is carrying out the largest anti-terror operation in the West Bank in 22 years. CBN's Chuck Holton has the latest.
The Israeli Defense Forces released footage of a military helicopter landing in Gaza, showing the daring rescue of 52-year-old Qaid Farhan al-Qadi. He's the latest of 8 hostages rescued alive since October 7th, and the first to be found in Hamas' vast network of underground tunnels. He's also a member of the country's Bedouin Arab minority, though he says he was given no special treatment as a Muslim.
Israeli commandos rescued Qaid Farhan al-Qadi from an underground tunnel, following accurate intelligence.
Al-Qadi's brother told reporters the family is thankful for the world's prayers.
Thank God that gave us news today after 11 months. News that we didn't imagine and didn't dream of. And thanks to the people who prayed for us, to the whole world, all the good people in the world.
The father of 11 also rejoiced at being reunited with his family.
Did he meet his youngest son?
Yes.
What did he say?
Excitement. He left him when he was 4 months old.
Meanwhile, the IDF has launched its largest counterterrorism operation in the West Bank in more than 20 years, dubbed Operation Summer Camp. Palestinian sources report at least 10 Palestinians killed so far, including 4 in an airstrike on the volatile city of Jenin, which has been sealed off by Israeli forces. In Israel, al-Qadi's rescue has renewed hope for the families of the remaining hostages. While some 108 hostages are still held in Gaza, about 1/3 are believed to be dead. Ceasefire negotiations are set to continue in Doha, Qatar, but Hamas is still not at the table.
Talks are moving forward today in Doha. President Biden directed Director Burns and Brett McGurk to participate for the United States. They're on the ground right now working with representatives from Israel, Qatar, and Egypt. Qatar and Egypt are in turn mediating with Hamas. The resumption of these talks is an important step. And in the lead up to this meeting, we'd already narrowed some gaps.
After 326 days in captivity, al-Qadi appeared thin but healthy, giving his rescuers a thumbs up. Later, from a hospital bed in Beersheba, he spoke on the phone with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
There are still 108 hostages whose families are still waiting to hear news that their loved ones are home. And they should know that we will not rest. We will not rest until we fulfill our mission to bring all our hostages back home.
From Jerusalem, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.
Well, that's a story you're likely not going to see anywhere else. And the reason is it cuts against this so-called narrative that Israel is an apartheid state. Let me underline, that was a Muslim Bedouin, a citizen of Israel, but a Muslim Bedouin. And Israeli forces, they risked their own lives to free him. Not because of his religion, but because he was a member of their state. He was a citizen and therefore entitled to all the protection that any other citizen is entitled to. That's not apartheid. That is a free and open culture where you can stand for election, you have the freedom to vote, you have the freedom that any other citizen enjoys. Let's recognize that. Let's celebrate what Israel is in the world today, a shining light for all. This story also underlines where is the outrage in the United States that U.S. citizens are there. U.S. citizens are in those same tunnels. And what are we doing to free them if we're not putting our full effort behind it and standing up for it? Where's the outrage? Where are we in our country saying we have to protect our own citizens from this horrible terrorist government of Gaza? Hamas is the government, and let's recognize that. They're the ones who started this horrible war. They're the ones that are keeping it going. They need to unconditionally surrender, release all the hostages, and lay down all their arms. Anything less than that, we can't tolerate.